tourism. Cruise ships have been given the go-ahead to berth here in the near future, a move which is expected to give the local economy even more momentum.
We're on the map, and it's worthwhile people coming to visit us to see what we're about.
The explosion in tourism in Townsville has fuelled a construction frenzy. The city's skyline is peppered with resorts and apartment complexes as it races to keep pace with the increase in visitors.
It's been an amazing transition from really a country town pretty much to the far northern part of Queensland to being a vibrant, tropical, dynamic city.
At the moment, we don't know of anything that really provides a threat to continued growth.
James Cook University on the city's outskirts is a drawcard for not only students but also internationally renowned marine experts, professors and research fellows.
We have ranked people who are ranked amongst the top in their field worldwide, particularly in the areas of environment and ecology and marine and tropical biology.
The university's new Chief Executive Officer, Sandra Harding, says the institution, unlike any other in Australia, was set up specifically to enhance life in the tropics and to address the many issues arising out of this climate.
In the tropical world there are enormous issues. There are issues around poverty and wealth, there are issues around health, there are enormous environmental issues, there are issues of social development and economic development, even political development.
I actually just came here, this is my first semester, I came up from Wollongong, so yeah.
Bit of a difference in terms of the weather and...
It is, but I'm enjoying it a lot.
The campus has 14,000 students and offers a diverse range of studies, but also a number of specialist fields which are concentrating on addressing critical world issues.
A university like ours, that's based in the tropical world and yet in a developed country, I think has a special responsibility to fully investigate those issues and to play a role in moving forward on them.
We've got the first Australian technical college, so our skills shortage here is being addressed locally, and that the education sector is one that's really growing rapidly.
Many of the university's graduates choose to stay in Townsville when they finish their studies, taking advantage of the economic and career opportunities on offer. Having said that, the region is desperately short of workers, be they skilled or unskilled. And Craig Stack from the local Chamber of Commerce says anyone can come here and make a go of it.
Our diversity of economy means we're not reliant on any one sector.
For skilled people, you can name your price in some degree, and also there's a number of different industries that are paying well above the award.
I just think that if in Australia, and certainly in Queensland, if you're involved in development, in investment, in infrastructure development, and you're not in Townsville, I think you're really missing out.
Some of the figures are astounding. We all know that the mines have money to splash around, paying truck drivers $130,000 for a week-on, week-off roster, and senior engineers can expect a package of $250,000.
There's a lot more money going around, there's a lot more businesses opening.
We've got some major refineries on the outskirts of town here. We've got huge coal fields to the south of here. Those opportunities are going to be there for at least another generation.
Have a very, very serious think about it. There's a lot to be offered here. It's a very attractive place. Come and have a look.
It's now a self-generating economy, and people are optimistic in terms of where they're going, very confident about what's happening.
Let's have a look at exactly what industries are here in Townsville. Manufacturing, construction, mining, government, administration and defence account for 44% of industry, but there's much, much more. Other areas include retail trade, transport and storage, health and community services, property and business, wholesale trade, agriculture, education, accommodation and restaurants, finance and insurance, and culture and recreation.
There will be opportunities for people, no matter who they are and where they come from, to live and prosper in Townsville.
But one of the unique things about Townsville is its foresight. The region not only anticipated the increased demand, it's been able to keep up with it. The local hospital, which has a reputation as a state-of-the-art teaching facility, is coping well with the influx. And there's no shortage of water. Townsville is something of an oasis.
medically, everything that you can get in a capital city you can get here.
What you have in Townsville, I think, is a place that is determined to keep pace with its growth. We know Townsville's growing, but we've got water, we've got roads, we've got infrastructure.
At the moment, there are 700 businesses in Townsville, but the city wants and needs more. Along with the thousands of job vacancies, it's no wonder unemployment is a minuscule 4%. The Chamber of Commerce says people considering sea change should call Townsville Enterprise for more information or let their feet do the talking.
Visit the region and meet the people. If there's one strength we've got, it's our people, and the fact that they're so positive and I guess proud of our area.
I've not heard of anybody in this region who is suffering from mortgage misery.
This is an example of traditional Queenslander architecture in Townsville. It sold in 2003 for $185,000 and then resold 3 years later for $376,000.
They say one of the best ways to gauge the financial health of a city is to take a peek at its skyline. In Townsville, it's a flurry of activity with cranes dotting the skies in every direction.
There's $9.1 billion worth of construction projects occurring in Townsville. Now that's been consistent for the last 3 to 4 years as well, and there's still roughly another $4 billion to $5 billion to flow into the economy.
Growth in the area has been substantial over the last few years, and we build about 2,500 new homes a year.
Most of the major national developers, property developers, are now siting Townsville.
I bought a house on a hill overlooking the sea. Every morning I sit out in my veranda and I have my breakfast while I'm watching the sun come up over the coral sea, and that's very nice.
New housing estates are springing up all around Townsville. They'll be well serviced by 3 new shopping centres which are to be built in the near future. But if suburbia is not your thing, island hideaways with water views and access to some of the country's most pristine beaches won't break the bank. And investors have been keeping a watchful eye on the area as well, confident the property market will pay off.
We have an example of an industrial development in Townsville. It sold in 2006 for $5.15 million and resold 15 months later for $8.42 million. That gives us a percentage growth of 65% over 15 months.
In 2011, an extra 1,500 soldiers will be relocated to the Laverack Army Base in Townsville, which will create a huge demand for accommodation and services. In cash terms, it'll be an almighty boost.
They'll bring with them $80 million worth of salary into the region, and there'll be a multiplier effect on that as well.
We have people who come here for a short period of time, perhaps on a job secondment or with the Defence Force or other things, and they will tell you that they came for 2 years and stayed for 20.
Moving forward, Townsville has no plans to let up on the pace. The town's most central shopping mall is about to get a $220 million facelift. 3 new motels are being built, apartment blocks are springing up, and retail giant Myer is just about to open its doors.
We spread more. Our development keeps on going. It spreads along our rivers and along our coastlines. We've had greater growth in hotel rooms.
We've got a new ocean terminal coming to town. We've got a major marina development happening there with resorts and townhouse type development.
Townsville's cultural capital distinguishes it from the perception it's just a country town.
Cultural capital describes those sorts of aspects or dimensions of a city where, for example, you focus on things like education and the quality of the education that's available. Cultural capital also resides in there being a good performing and visual arts vibe to a city.
And one last word from the man who threw caution to the wind to make the ultimate sea change.
Our timing was perfect. I mean, you can never look back and say, you know, you can only ever look forward, and I think we've got a great future here.
Next week we head west where there are jobs galore, 16,000 of them coming on stream. Could the region be right for you? That's next week. I'm Joanne Desmond. Until then.